Hello folks, this is your old pal Uncle Al. Let me take off the props. Now, bad thing of wearing the cloth mask is if you're in a humid and hot climate, it's very uncomfortable. I know I'm Japanese. So, first thing, everybody's storing food. So you better store a lot of this because a lot of you can't cook. Okay? Last but not least, mom and dad, grandma and grandpa. What do you do in a SHTF for elderly people? Okay, you're going to have aging relatives no matter what. And for hard times, you have to prepare them just like kids. Infants and old people have the same problem. Okay? Like children, some old people will rather die than eat something that's unfamiliar or unpleasant foods. They have a stubborn streak like a toddler. Okay? As with children, crankiness, stubborn crankiness of some old people, because they're trapped in the bubble, like I tell people, will cause real problems during emergency situations. I had an emergency situation and I dragged my mom out of the nursing home, the old age people home, out and moved in with me. She didn't like it, I didn't like it, but I did it. This was when I hear all this weird stuff coming up after New Year's. First thing I do, grab mom, pull her out of there. Because I used to work at a hospice, a nursing home, and an old people's home. And I know what they do in those places. And they suck. So I pulled her out there and she said, I'm missing all my friends. Well, they can visit. Screw everybody. Pulled her out, moved in with me. I've been going through a year and a half of hell. About half a year of hell. But I don't care. My mom's important to me. She's 87 years old and she could get the virus just like that. Okay? Now, it's going to vary from family to family. Reading from my notes. There are some things you might consider. First things, all their medications they take, okay? As you do with pets and kids, you want to lay a good supply of regular medication, needed medication, and rotate them so they have a good supply when you need them. Be sure to keep a good supply of their favorite foods on hand. Make sure in your rations, in your storage, your closet storage, have a particularly digestible hot cereal like oatmeal. Now, Gil of Camp Patton's Family Compound did a wonderful video with me. A live stream, sorry, Gil. Live link, please check that one out. We're talking about oatmeal. Oatmeal is highly digestible. You can do 100 things with it. It's easy for old people to eat. Next thing is cream of wheat or grits. Those three are fine. A lot of people don't understand this, but it's important you have a hot cereal, a carbohydrate, easy digestible carbohydrate. Okay? Realize you might have to cope with the old person's extreme resistance to change. Remember I told you everybody's brainwashed and trapped in their bubble? Well, this is an old person. Okay? He's shut in. Totally resisted. He don't think it's 1945 or 1946. It's still 1953 to him for the rest of his days. So you got to snap him out of it. Okay? You tried the best of your ability to keep familiar objects and people around, trying to explain reasons for the change very slowly and in a calm voice. A lot of people don't understand it. Even today, Generation X and Generation Y, the millennials, and Generation Zero are like old people. They're trapped tightly in that tiny little bubble, and they're totally brainwashed. So you have to treat them the same. Keep familiar things around them and people they know, and try to explain the reasons for change. A lot of them will resist, same as old people. Resistance to change, crankiness, fussy eating, and other traits of aging can be hugely compounded if your aging relative becomes senile. It gets worse if they have brain damage, senile, heavily programmed. You go look at Antifa, BMF, presto, case closed. That's my point. Okay? As with children and pets, can hamper you badly if you have to hit the road. If you have to bug out from that location, my old location where my house was, the whole town burned down with my house. 17 people, these were older residents of the town. Okay? They will hamper you. They won't leave their little trailer or apartment until the last minute, and you find them dead on the road, dead on the side of the road, dead in their apartment or trailer while the whole world's burning down around them. Okay? Let me check my notes. May hamper you when you hit the road. Are your parents are in good enough shape to survive on their own? If not, do you have somebody knows that somebody could take care of them, like your pet or dog or small child? Okay, in your absence. Usually it would be a nursing home for older people. But with this kind of SHTF, the pandemic, as Hoople's cat says, nursing home's a bad idea. So you have to have a trusted family member. Sometimes that won't work out. Okay, you might realize by now, a lot of you young people, I might be buying into stereotypes. Well, it's true. Assuming your relative's age and experience might be an asset, grandfather who fought like in World War II or Korea might be valuable in helping food storage preparation. If they like in the Depression, in the cowboy days, they have a lot of knowledge and they can help out. Okay, if they're healthy and sound of mind. If not, they're hindrance. Even if your grandparents or parents healthy now, death is an inevitability. Okay? Long-term disability is more likely. Medicare and Social Security may not be available immediately. And right now, a lot of you people, the big thing is we got to get the machine cranked up and going again. Now, Hubble's cat says, we don't want the big machine. It's socialism. Well, Hubble's cat's an idiot. Okay? What runs the machine? Your taxes, and you're working to it. But everybody will volunteer and in committees. Typical socialist answer. They're idiots. Okay? You might reject it for philosophical means, but you realize you're ending up paying for all the bills, for lengthy illness, or taking care of a very sick person in your home. If Medicare collapses and the government stays in power, you can count on the Fed or state forcing you to pay your relatives' beer. We're broke. We can't handle this. Antifa and Black Lives Matter ruined the system, so we can't take care of all these sick people. We can't put all these people in jail. Okay, it falls back to your lap. It's you. Buck stops here. You take care of it. All right? Look into alternative forms of medication. You might have to make a sick room for your family member. And also, you want to pre-arrange, instead of an expensive funeral that costs $22,000, you want to get a simple cremation. Put them in a cardboard box and fry Uncle Joe or Mom Billy or Sister Sue, whatever. Low cost, pre-arranged cremation service. You can buy it now anytime they die, only $2,000. Uncle Alan's cold-blooded, but Uncle Alan's realistic. I'm not screwing around with this. This is important. Let me double check. Sometimes, no, that was it. So, what do we learn? Old people are in a tighter bubble, brainwashed, because of certain problems, brain damage, senility, disease, whatever, and they concentrate. They don't want things to change. They want it's still 1953, or it's still 1983, or it's still 1999. You don't want that, okay? As a survivalist, you have to be adaptable. A prepper reacts. A survivalist always plans ahead. So start planning now. It's going to be a tough winter. I'll catch you later, folks. I hope this helps out. Uncle Alan isn't flashy or does flashy things because a lot of people miss this. You go to any big name prepper or little prepper coming up, they will miss this important point. Okay? They'll complain about getting the right kind of pistol or right kind of knives or start making fires everywhere. And Uncle Alan's running around with a fire extinguisher looking at them like, what the hell's wrong with you, boy? Okay, I'll catch you later, folks.